What's going on, everybody? I'm Brian Daggett, and I'm a drummer, and this is my YouTube channel. What's up? What's going on, everybody? I'm Brian Daggett. I'm a drummer, and this is my YouTube channel. Thanks for checking me out. If you can, hit subscribe down on the bottom of the screen. And yeah, let's get going. All right.
Hello everyone, I'm Brian Daggett. I am a drummer and this is my YouTube channel. I'm going to show you the day in the life of a professional theater drummer. In this video, we will talk about commitment and specific playing techniques it takes to survive in this unique environment. I will also go over my mindset on how I'm able to pull this off day in and day out. But before we dive into this video, if you could do me a favor, hit subscribe for me at the bottom. You can also follow me on Instagram at bdags79 and Facebook at bdags79. Okay, so without further ado, let's go! Before you is the Calvin Gilmore Theater, also known as the Carolina Opry. It is located in the heart of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This theater was opened back in 1992, but the show has been running since 1986. It is a family-owned and operated facility with a capacity of 2,200 guests. We run 2 shows in this theater. One show is called TCO, the Carolina Opry, which includes country, gospel, pop, and Broadway numbers. The other show is called Time Warp, where we focus on the hits from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. When you commit to a gig like this, you must be aware of all the sacrifices you have to make. 6 days a week, you are expected to perform to the best of your ability. No extra days off. If you have a family, you must be able to juggle those daily duties, and it can be very tricky. Although you won't be able to attend every baseball game, soccer game, band concert, and dinners, you'll be able to say goodnight and sleep in your own bed. That's a far cry from being on tour all the time. I have lost loved ones while being here, and I've performed that same night. I have performed while being sick as a dog and dealing with muscle pains. Performed while juggling schedules like moving and other family obligations. I have also performed during family crisis situations, which makes those nights the hardest mentally. It's all about your focus on the show. Remember, being the drummer, you are on every number. From the moment the curtain goes up till the moment it goes down, I am always behind my kit. All right, so here we are, just pulled up, and give you guys a good view of the magnificent building that is the Carolina Opry. It's pretty epic. Big tree in the way, there we go. All right, so let's go on in, shall we? All right, walking up and in. But these aren't the doors I actually go in. That's actually the door I go in every night. So coming into the locker room, this is where I usually start off when I come in. So I have my locker, which I've already put my stuff away. And then right next to it, this locker right here, I keep sticks, stuff like that in. This locker over here, I have notebooks for sheet music, so I got a total of 3. Let's talk about attire. So what I have to wear here is between the 2 shows, I have Time Warp, which is usually the top for that, and then I go with some jeans for the bottom called rock and roll clothes. The show we're doing tonight, which is the TCO show, I go with a black shirt, black tie with solid black jeans. So walking out here, second thing I do is I take a stroll over to our little break area. It's the prop room right there. Oh, let's talk about that real quick. So I have more than one rig up here. This is my second one. This is called the Tama Club Jam. I don't know if you guys can really see it too well. There you go. This is the little guy, and it's on a movable riser. And what we do is roll this out to the stage out there, and I use it for a pre-show for Time Warp. All right, so let's go get some coffee. All right, we got coffee there, a little fountain machine, but I'm after the coffee. Okay, sorry if the camera's a little wobbly. So now we're here at my station that's on the stage. Got my coffee there. There's the pack. So the thing with the pack is that if it's on the throne, they have already changed the batteries. There are fresh batteries in that pack. That's how they tell me that they have changed the batteries. So in this drawer right here, I got my Jerry Harvey audio in-ears. So I'm gonna get those out. It's a good view, isn't it? It's my view every night up here. So musical director Kevin is right down there. He's our bass player. So that way he can look at me, give me cues. That's Eric, our stage manager right there. He's in charge of everything that goes on as far as the operations of the stage area up here. This stage also moves. So behind here, there's a little driver seat area, and it moves on hydraulics. So he'll push the stage forward and bring the stage back. Also, right there where the piano is, this part rotates. So Kevin White, our piano player, will be sitting there, and depending on the number, he'll rotate him back underneath the stage. So that way we can walk down the stairs, or he'll kick it out and feature him on the grand piano. So there's one thing I wanted to mention. I do read charts. I do read. It's a different kind of reading though. It's a number chart reading. Some charts are notated, most charts are number charts. So I'm gonna flip this around and I wanna show you guys what that looks like. So here you have one of our charts, Long Hot Summer, which is a Keith Urban song. It's our opener. And as you can see, it's all numbers. I put little notation things in there to kind of help me along. And the bar of 4/4, that's going to be 2 counts. That'll be 2 counts. That's why those are in parentheses. If you see a number that's by itself like there, that's 4 counts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This indicates the dots under here, how many beats go in these parentheses. So you're going to sit on that 6 minor, 1, 2, 3, go to the 5 on the 4, back to the 4 for 4 counts. So it's pretty simple. It took me a second, but I was able to kind of figure it out. I also figured it was a good time to kind of give you a gear breakdown on what I use up here. So that's the Roland SPD SX. This beautiful beast right here is a Tama Star Classic 6-piece maple shells. That is the Caribbean Burst or Caribbean Fade. They came out with the Caribbean Burst and then immediately discontinued it and then called it the Caribbean Fade. This is actually the Caribbean Burst. So the sizes are 10, 8, 10, 12, 16, 14 by 8 snare, and that is a 13 by 6.5 auxiliary snare that I pitch real high. All my cymbals are Sabian cymbals, as you can see. I have Artisan 14-inch hats. Move up to this guy, it's an 18-inch Evolution HHX Ozone. I have these little guys, that's a little 12-inch China. That is the Arrow. There's an AAX right there, Arrow Splash. That's a 10-inch. This is 8 Arrow Splash, 18-inch Sabian Artisan Crash, 18-inch AAX Freak Quash. It is a 22 HH medium ride. It's got a lot of good definition to it. This is brand new, so they just came out with this not too long ago. It's a 19-inch HHX complex ozone. And this bad boy, which is the 19-inch Sabian AAX Extreme China. So it's a pretty good one. I use ProMark. The 5A, wood tip, fire grain. I love the fire grain stuff. Let's see, we got rebound 5A. These things will last a long time. How it's treated with the fire makes it compress the wood, making it last longer. It's still American hickory though. Well, doing a sound check thing on the video, which is pretty cool. We got two screens out in front. This big screen back here in the back. And they put video, pictures, all kinds of stuff up on it while we're playing. So I wanted to share something with you in this video as far as what I like to call knowing your role as far as being a drummer in a setting like this. So when I first got this gig, I was super excited to show off my talents and abilities. And when I got here, we started running through the shows and going through the numbers, and I was more than confident that, oh man, I got this, that whole kind of mentality. Well, what I didn't know was there's a certain way you gotta play these songs when you're in this kind of a setting, and I was unaware of that. So the first thing is showing off your abilities. When is the good time and when is not a good time? So for instance, we were doing a song, and in the middle of the song I felt like it was the perfect time to do this very complex linear fill that I had been working on, and I knew that I was going to execute it, and I knew that it fit perfectly, and I went for it and I did it, and it was awesome, and I thought it sounded cool, and even some of the guys in the band looked up at me at that moment like, yeah, that was awesome. Well, little did I know later, afterwards, my musical director came to me and said, excuse me, hey man, that fill was badass. Let's not do that again though. And I didn't really quite understand why. And believe it or not, it's not because they don't want you to do that stuff. It's kind of upsetting the flow more or less. If you have dancers that are waiting for cues, if you have singers that are waiting for cues, they're relying on the same kind of thing every single night to cue them in, to know when to start, when to stop, all that good stuff. And by throwing in a complex fill or doing something out of the norm of what is in the regular song could throw them off, or could throw off your fellow bandmates, and they just didn't want that to happen. So I had to kind of learn the hard way what to do and then what not to do. Ultimately, when you learn how to do that, then it's just staying on top of the quick changes, the quick click changes. Everything happens super, super fast, and you have to be ready, you have to be focused, because if you miss it, then you miss it. And it's happened before, and we just have to kind of stop the click and continue going, and hopefully going into the next song, it'll go smoothly. But you have to be aware, stay on top of every little thing that's happening. So at this point, everybody's still kind of showing up. Our call time is usually at 5:30, and that's when we do our sound check, and our curtain goes up at 7 o'clock. Unless there's a pre-show, it'll go about 10 minutes before 7 o'clock every night. The reason why they call us in so early for sound check is not to necessarily make sure everything works, which they do, but it's also more or less a call to make sure that everybody's here ready to go for the show. As far as practicing, all right, now when we put a new number into the show up here, we will usually come in about 2 hours before sound check and rehearse, go over new songs, new material that we're trying to put into the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Kevin Hughes, my musical director.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Brian?
What are you drinking in your cup, Kevin?
Fresh water.
fresh water. Why are you drinking water, Kevin?
It lubricates the throat.
Because you not only music direct here, but you sing as well.
Yeah, gotta sing.
Okay, and I see you have some fresh wires on
Check
them.
those out right now.
So how often do you have to change those wires?
Every 3 or 4 days.
Wow,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that's expensive.
If you want to keep up with the young guys, yeah.
Here we go.
3-4.
Yep. So now that sound check is all said and done, we take advantage of this time because we got about an hour and a half before the curtain goes up. So what I like to do is go into the dressing room, kind of decompress, relax, get ready for the show mentally. We might throw on the TV, watch the news, watch sports. Some guys play video games on their phones, all that kind of stuff. Some guys go out to eat. The women that are up here are usually getting ready as far as makeup and hair, making sure their dresses are where they need to be on set and ready to go. So we got about 10 minutes before we go on, and Eric is going to start making the curtain calls. So what he does is basically call to everybody in their dressing rooms the amount of time they have till we have to be on stage ready to go. So he'll usually do a 10-minute call, an 8-minute call, 5-minute, 3-minute, and then places for everybody. So if you're wondering, I don't have my glasses on. I don't wear my glasses when I play up here for some reason because of the sweat. When I start sweating, my glasses slide, and I'm constantly, if you've seen in my other videos, pushing them back into place, and it's very uncomfortable. So got about 10 minutes to go, and let's do it. So the first half is done. We will get about a 10-minute break, 10 to 15-minute break. Eric will start the calls again, and we will come back for the second half. All right. So that was pretty funny. All right, well, that's show business. Anyway, that's a wrap. We're all done. So, gonna go change and get ready to go home. I'm out of here. Well, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed my rendition on what it takes mentally and physically to maintain a gig like this. Hopefully, I have enlightened some of you and showed you what it's like to be in my shoes. The takeaway from this video is that you can apply all these practices and techniques into your musical path as a drummer, but always have fun. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.